4 surprising Stoic truths about life and happiness. In a world obsessed with happiness hacks, motivational mantras, and endless self-help advice, the quiet wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers offers a startling contrast. Stoicism, often misunderstood as an emotionless or rigid way of life, actually contains profound truths about happiness. Truths that run counter to much of what modern society preaches. Far from being cold or indifferent, the Stoic path is one of clarity, resilience, and deep contentment. Here are 4 surprising truths about life and happiness, drawn from the timeless well of Stoic thought. First, Stoicism teaches that control is largely an illusion. The world around us is unpredictable. People behave in ways we cannot influence, and outcomes often defy our best-laid plans. This might sound disheartening until one realizes the Stoic truth buried within. Happiness lies not in controlling events, but in mastering our response to them. The Stoics spoke of a clear division between what is within our power, our thoughts, actions, and values, and what is not, such as the opinions of others, the weather, or fate itself. Once a person accepts this dichotomy, a great burden is lifted. No longer does one's peace hinge on success, approval, or circumstance. Instead, freedom is found in aligning one's character with virtue, regardless of what happens outside the self. Second, the Stoics practice something that seems deeply counterintuitive in today's culture of relentless positivity. They visualize the worst-case scenarios, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This practice involved imagining the loss of health, wealth, or loved ones. Not to cultivate pessimism, but to cultivate gratitude and resilience. By facing life's fragility head-on, Stoics were better prepared for misfortune and more deeply appreciative of what they had. Modern society encourages people to avoid negative thoughts, to stay positive at all costs. But the Stoics understood that ignoring the darker sides of life does not make them go away. Instead, by rehearsing hardship in the mind, they stripped it of its terror and learned to meet it with composure. Third, Stoicism reveals that virtue, not pleasure, is the path to lasting happiness. In a consumerist culture that equates happiness with external success, money, fame, indulgence, the Stoics present a radically different view. For them, happiness was not a mood, but a state of character. A life lived with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance was a happy life, no matter one's circumstances. Seneca, a Roman Stoic and one of the wealthiest men of his time, warned frequently about the emptiness of luxury. He knew firsthand that riches do not secure peace of mind. What mattered more was how one lived, honorably, ethically, and in alignment with reason. This truth can be unsettling for those chasing happiness in the next purchase or the next promotion. But it is also liberating. It means happiness is available to anyone, regardless of status or wealth. Finally, Stoicism teaches that suffering is not always an enemy. It can be a teacher. The Stoics did not seek out suffering, but they accepted it as an inevitable part of life. More than that, they believed that adversity was essential for developing strength. Just as a blade is sharpened through friction, the soul is refined through challenge. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced war, illness, and betrayal, wrote in his Meditations that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This mindset transforms pain into purpose. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "How can I use this to grow?" These 4 Stoic truths, embracing what we can control, preparing for hardship, valuing virtue over pleasure, and welcoming challenge, may seem foreign in today's world. Yet they offer a kind of happiness far deeper than fleeting comfort. They invite us not to chase happiness, but to become the kind of people who can find peace no matter what life brings. These ancient insights may seem difficult to apply in everyday modern life, where distractions are constant and expectations are high. But Stoicism is not about retreating to a monastery or rejecting emotion altogether. It is about engaging with life, fully, honestly, and wisely. In practicing these truths, one doesn't become detached or robotic, but rather grounded. One becomes more aware of what truly matters and less shaken by what does not. Imagine facing a setback, not with panic, but with calm acceptance. Imagine waking each day not burdened by fear of loss, but lifted by gratitude for what is. Imagine measuring success not by applause or possessions, but by integrity and inner peace. This is the Stoic way, not cold, but clear, not passive, but powerful. In truth, Stoicism does not offer an escape from the difficulties of life. It offers something far more valuable: the strength to face them with dignity, the wisdom to learn from them, and the perspective to find happiness not in spite of life's chaos, but because of the clarity it reveals. And that is the most surprising Stoic truth of all. Happiness, real and enduring, does not come from changing the world to fit our desires. It comes from changing our inner world to fit reality, with courage, acceptance, and virtue as our guide.